Fall is the time of year where I really get excited about my fragrances. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you the fragrances that I am most excited to wear for this fall. If you're interested, then just keep watching. Hi, my name is Ayesha from simplyayesha.com. Here on YouTube, I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So it is almost officially fall. This weekend, this Sunday, September 22nd, will mark the first day of fall here in the United States. And so for me, I am definitely the type of person who loves fragrances that are more like fall, winter appropriate. Unfortunately, I do live in a hot climate, and so we really don't get like traditional fall like a lot of you all do. But that doesn't stop me from wearing my fall fragrances, because for me, fall is more about mindset. Because in the fall here, we still get up to, it depends on what time of the fall, but like as of today when I'm filming this, it is not even 12 noon and it's already 85 degrees outside. But I do find that even though I live in a very hot, humid climate, I find that I'm able to wear my heavier scents once that fall air starts kicking in because the humidity really decreases around here. So with all that said, I have 15 fragrances to share with y'all. See the build up, because I usually try to limit these videos to 10, but I could not do 10, y'all. I just couldn't do it. So I have 15 fragrances to share with y'all. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on them, but just know I have been itching to wear these fragrances. Also, really quick before we get into the fragrances, a video I filmed last week featured my favorite fragrances. If you have not seen that, definitely check it out. But a lot of those fragrances were like fall appropriate. So of course, I feel like almost all those fragrances in that video could have went into this video, but because I didn't want to be redundant, I didn't include any of those fragrances in this video. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Also, my very next video that you will see will be my massive birthday fragrance haul, which I do every year because your girl likes to shop, okay? So I have a massive fragrance haul coming up, very next video. Make sure you have your notification bell on. I have a ton of fall fragrances that I'll be sharing with you in there. So yeah, you're getting a bunch of fall fragrance videos. So even though we're not fall weather, we are fall mindset and we're moving. So let's go ahead and get into these fragrances. So this first fragrance is from Fragrance Du Bois, and this is Serene. So this fragrance has this gorgeous pink bottle. This is the first feminine marketed fragrance from Fragrance Du Bois. Most of their fragrances are unisex. I think they do have some that are marketed towards men, but this is the first one that they specifically marketed towards women. And you know, when I saw the images for this fragrance, I thought it was going to be super girly, but then I saw the notes and I'm like, no, that sounds like my type of fragrance. So this fragrance is technically a cherry fragrance, but it is dark, like smoky cherry almost. So it's cherry, it gives a little bit of smokiness. There's some spice in here. I feel like I can pick up on saffron as well. And then at the base of this fragrance, it gets pretty woody. I'm not sure if oud is a note, but if you told me oud was a note, I would believe that. And then I also feel like it has a slightly like aromatic freshness to it. This fragrance is quite unique. It is a bold fragrance and I love that. And I feel like this is best suited for cool to cold weather. Now, when this came out, I believe it was the spring, which is already hot for us. And so I have worn it, but even though I wore it because I was thirsty, I knew from the moment I smelled it that it was more fall winter for me. So I can't wait to really get into this season, because although I could get away with this during the hot weather at night, I feel like I could actually wear this during the day once the weather starts to cool down. I can't wait to be able to start doing that. So again, that is Serene from Fragrance Du Bois. Next up is another fragrance from Fragrance Du Bois, and this one is called Lovers. So this fragrance is a fruity but spicy scent. I feel like I can really pick up on saffron in this scent. That again gives it this like sweet spiciness. And then I also pick up passion fruit, but the passion fruit in here doesn't smell like all the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances. This passion fruit in here smells like dark and almost like smoky. Yeah, but the way this fragrance is done in this kind of airy manner. So even if you live in a climate like mine where it's going to be hot, I feel like this will still work because it has this kind of transparent nature to it. It doesn't get too heavy or cloying, but it definitely smells like a dark type fragrance. Not saying you can't wear it during the day, because I have worn this during the day and I loved it, but I feel like the vibe that it gives is like a darker vibe, but it's not done in such a heavy, thick, hard to wear type of way. Really, really nicely done fragrance. Again, that is Lovers from Fragrance Du Bois. So the next fragrance is from Bond Number 9, and this one is called New Harlem. So this fragrance is what I like to call my sexy breakfast fragrance, because to me, this smells like pancakes or waffles with maple syrup and a little coffee on the side, plus lavender. So the lavender has this like aromatic touch to it, which at first sniff can make this smell quite masculine. But I will say the lavender definitely settles after like the first couple minutes or so. And then you're left with this kind of like gooey, syrupy type breakfast scent. I said with some coffee on the side, and I feel like in the background of this fragrance, I could definitely pick up a little bit of a coffee note, but it's nothing overpowering. To me, the most dominant smell of this is like maple syrup. I'm pretty sure that's not a note or an accord in this fragrance, but that's what it smells like. But on the skin though, it is so good. So even though this is a literal gourmand, it's not going to be for everybody, but I do feel like if you have tried this and you just smelled at the store and was immediately turned off, I would say maybe just spray a little bit on your arm and kind of walk around with it, live with it, and kind of go through your day with it, and then see what you think. Because on paper, I don't feel like this really does the justice of what it does on the body. And I happen to really love this one. It screams fall to me. So again, that is New Harlem from Bond Number 9. This next fragrance is a new one to my collection. I did do a first impression on my Instagram a few weeks ago. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should, because when I get new fragrances, a lot of times I'll share them over there, either in my stories or I'll do like a quick first impression. And it's a quicker way for me to kind of get information out to you all. So the fragrance that I'm referring to is from Chloe, and this is from their Atelier des Fleurs collection, and it's called Atia Day Mini. So this fragrance is a beautiful, dark, spicy floral. All the fragrances from this particular Chloe line, the Atelier des Fleurs line, they're all floral fragrances, and they usually focus on one specific floral. They collaborate with master perfumers to do these. So all of them are creations by different perfumers. Recently, they came out with these in this dark bottle. It's a dark blue. I know on camera it kind of looks black, but it's a dark blue bottle. And this collection is focused on the darker side of florals. I'm not sure if that's how they worded it, but I'm paraphrasing here. So this one is the darker side of the orchid. And y'all, this fragrance is really good. In a way, it kind of reminds me of Black Orchid, but don't let that scare y'all, because Black Orchid has a ton of stuff going on. But if you smell the, like, what is meant to be the orchid note in Black Orchid, I feel like this has a similar vibe to it, but much, much easier to wear. So it's a dark floral. It has some spiciness to it. In the background, it has some vanilla. And I have not worn this fragrance full body yet, but I have tested it on my arm and on my hand, that type of thing. And I will say that as this fragrance dries, I feel like the vanilla comes out more. I wouldn't call it a vanilla scent though. This is definitely like a dark, spicy floral, but the vanilla comes out and kind of sweetens it up. And to me, it gives it a more well-rounded touch. It makes it a little bit less heady. But overall, it's a gorgeous scent. I cannot wait to actually wear this and get to know it. So again, that's Atia Day Mini from Chloe. This next fragrance is from Killian, and this is Smoking Hot. So this fragrance was released last year, and I don't feel like a lot of people fell in love with this, but I did. So to me, this fragrance smelled like what I would think an apple hookah would smell like. I have to say, I'm not extremely familiar with the smell of hookah. Like, obviously I've smelled it, but I'm not extremely familiar. So if you know it smells like a different type of hookah, you know, you can put that in the comments. But to me, I feel like I can pick up an apple note. I can pick up what will be hookah. I could pick up a little bit of booziness. I pick up some spiciness and a little bit of smokiness. It is gorgeous. I love this fragrance. Although it's like a hookah kind of smoky type scent, and it's meant to give you those type of dark club or bar vibes, I don't feel like it's so heavy that it's hard to wear. So I definitely feel like you don't have to wait till winter to pull this one out. It's not that deep, dark, and smoky. It is gorgeous. And then that fruitiness that's in here gives it a little bit of sweetness. To me, the fruitiness is what makes this fragrance feel unisex, because I feel like without that, it will probably lean more to the masculine side. I know some women still say that they think this is masculine, but I disagree. I love this fragrance. It smells good on me. I've gotten tons of compliments on this fragrance when I've worn it. So can't wait to start back wearing it. So again, that's Smoking Hot by Killian. So this next fragrance is from Guerlain, and this is Queer Beluga. This fragrance is so smooth and gorgeous. When I smell this, I can pick up like a suede note, some vanilla, some muskiness that's like slightly animalic leaning. So I feel like if you like fragrances that are like Rosendo Mateau No. 5, you would probably like this, but this is so much easier to wear. This is so refined. So if you get those kind of rubbery notes from Rosendo Mateau No. 5 or Baby Cat or anything like that, you don't get that at all from this. This is super, super refined. This is very elegant. So this is one that I actually feel that I can wear during the daytime, even though it is like a suede vanilla type of scent. It is gorgeous. And that little bit, that little touch of that animalic nature just makes it sexy to me. So it's a refined sexy, but it's still sexy nonetheless. So you could definitely rock this for date night. You could wear it for like a date night inside because it's not so strong and powerful. And it kind of sits closer to the skin. So for me, this is going to be perfect for fall because it's not doing too much, but it's doing a lot, okay? And it's doing it a lot for the people that are like in your inner circle. This is not the type of fragrance that's for everybody, okay? It's just for the people that are super close to me. So love this. Again, that's Queer Beluga from Guerlain. This next fragrance is from Amouage, and this is Vanilla Barka. So I still have mine in the box. I got this earlier this year because I got it on a super sale. Shout out to Demetria. That's my friend, and she's on a video with me. She also is doing some fragrance content on TikTok now, so I'll link her TikTok down below. But anyway, she told me that she saw it on sale and she knew it was on my wish list, so I scooped it up. Even though it was hot at the time, I knew I wouldn't wear it, but I've been saving it. So it is an oil. This is an attar. So an attar is a pure perfume oil. So you get only 12 milliliters of product for a super expensive price. And this was not a blind buy for me because I would not blind buy something this expensive. I smelled this years ago when it first came out. I was in Neiman Marcus and I ended up getting Overture Woman at that time from Amouage. But I smelled this, but I just couldn't do it. I could not buy it. So it's been on my wish list since then, and I've thought about it. And even like the prices you can find it discounted, they're usually over $200, but I had to do it, y'all. I had to do it, and there are no regrets, and I cannot wait to wear this. So let me try to open it real quick. Let me do it carefully because I don't want to spill anything. So it comes with this little like applicator. You're supposed to use this applicator to apply it. And according to the Amouage associate, the Amouage specialist that they had at Neiman Marcus, I've seen him plenty of times before. I feel like he knows what he's talking about. But according to him, you're supposed to just use the amount that is on here to apply to your body. And it's an oil, so of course you can rub it in. I'm not going to apply it because it's too expensive to waste. But y'all, this is a beautiful vanilla. This vanilla is a little sweet, but it's not a gourmand vanilla. So if you're only into gourmand vanillas, you're not going to like this, but it's a little bit of sweetness. It has some spiciness to it. It has like a musky undertone, but it doesn't go too animalic in my opinion. And then it has like an incensey undertone, and it is so freaking good. So the last time I actually tried this in store, I was actually with Demetria and the associate put it on us. And so I had it just a tiny, like I had like one drop on me. I swear we were smelling fragrances and then we went to dinner, and after we left dinner, I could still smell that Amouage Vanilla Barka on me, y'all. It is so potent and it's good. So I don't know if I will use this with other fragrances or if I'll use this alone. Like I said, I have not used it because I've been saving it. So I am so excited to put this into the rotation, y'all. If you have this fragrance, you gotta let me know what you think of it. It's expensive and I'm not gonna be in the habit of buying Atars because I just can't do it, but a little goes a long way, I'm telling you, because I literally had like 1 drop of fragrance on me and I could still smell it. So again, that's Amouage Vanilla Barka, and I will be keeping this in the box because I'm scared that I would knock this tiny bottle over and break it. So I'll be keeping this in the box in my collection. This next fragrance is from Byredo, and this is called Eyes Closed. So this fragrance was actually recommended to me from one of you all. And I remember in my comments one day, she told me I should check out Eyes Closed because it smelled like carrot cake. And so I was intrigued, and I feel like I ordered it like the next day because clearly I'm easily influenced, but it smells so good. So I have worn this, obviously. I got it earlier this year, but again, I got it at a time where it probably wasn't the most appropriate to wear, but I've worn it to bed, and it is one of those fragrances that I really just cannot get enough of the smell. So does it smell like carrot cake? Yes and no to me. So it definitely gives me those same type of spices that you smell in carrot cake. I don't know if carrot is a note in here, but I definitely pick up the carrot cake vibes. But if you're worried about it being super sweet, I don't feel like it's that. So think of like carrot cake with light icing. That's kind of what it reminds me of, because to me, carrot cake typically has that thick like cream cheese icing that is very sweet. I don't feel like I pick up any like real super sweet nature in this. There is a little bit of sweetness, but not anything super sweet. So this is definitely more of a spicy fragrance, but it's warm, it is beautiful. It's delicious in a way that's very sophisticated. So although we're talking about it smelling like carrot cake, I would feel perfectly comfortable wearing this into an office. I would feel perfectly comfortable wearing this to an event. Is not that type of gourmand. I don't know if that's making sense, but it's very sophisticated, but at the same time, it's comforting, and it just makes me smile every time I wear this. So again, that is Eyes Closed from Byredo. Next up is my favorite fragrance from Kayali, and this is Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. So this fragrance is a vanilla fragrance, but that is definitely not the entire story on this. As the name would imply, this does have patchouli in here, and the patchouli in here to me is there. Like, you can smell the patchouli. It gives a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of grounding, but it's so easygoing. I also feel like the vanilla in here, it has the vanilla 28 DNA, like that brown sugar. But in addition to that, I feel like I also smell something that's more creamy, almost like ice cream-like. And I feel like I can pick up on some chocolate in this fragrance as well. So this is like gourmand leaning, but it's definitely a more perfumey gourmand in my opinion. The patchouli stops it from smelling completely edible. And then I feel like there's also a bunch of different spices in this fragrance. It's gorgeous. I love this. It is something that I feel like is more cold weather appropriate. So I cannot tell y'all how many times I've looked at this shiny gold bottle and wanted to wear it, but I'm like, no, Ayesha, save it. Save it for when you really want to wear it. Because this is not the type of fragrance that I would want to wear to bed. Because a lot of the fragrances that say I save for fall, winter, a lot of them I'll still wear to bed like any time of year, because if they're cozy and comforting, that's great for bed. This to me is like, I need to be going somewhere. Like, this is a going out type of fragrance. I wouldn't wear this to work. This is me going on a date. This is me going out with friends. This is me stepping out looking good, okay? So I cannot wait to wear this. It is so good, and it is hands down my favorite one from Kayali. So again, that's Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli 64 from Kayali. So I have to say, like, in my little basket of fragrances here, I didn't have them in any particular order. I kind of always just throw them in there and then just pull from the basket. But I noticed that I had like a lot of vanillas in this video. So I'm trying to switch it up so that y'all don't get bored and think it's all vanilla. But fall is the season of vanilla for me. Fall and winter are the seasons of vanilla. And that's when I really start getting into my vanilla bag, y'all. Anyway, this next fragrance is not a vanilla. This one is from Electimus, and this is Spice Diarno. So this is their newest release. I did do a first impression of this fragrance on my Instagram. I don't know if I did it on YouTube Shorts as well. I think I just did an unboxing on YouTube Shorts. If y'all don't know, YouTube Shorts is very short. So that's why YouTube Shorts can't get all the things that I can do on Instagram or TikTok, because YouTube Shorts, you only have 60 seconds. And I feel like that is such a quick amount of time when you're trying to describe a fragrance. But anyway, Spice Diarno is a beautiful spicy fragrance. When I smell this, I get almost like Indian spices, like Indian cooking spices. It reminds me of an Indian dessert, honestly. I don't know what kind because I don't eat that much Indian food, but that's what it reminds me of when I smell it. So you get these spices, you get this warm, kind of creamy, buttery type scent. It reminds me kind of creme brulee, that type of sweet, buttery, creamy type of scent. But then you mix it with these like exotic cooking spices. In the dry down of this fragrance, I definitely feel like it has some woodiness to it. And I feel like I can pick up on oud. Again, I'm not sure if that's a note, but when I've worn this one time because I couldn't wait. When I wore this, I felt like in the deep dry down, it got to be more of a sweet woody scent as opposed to the opening where it's more gourmand. So this is definitely one you need to try on skin. This is not a linear fragrance, so you need to try this out to make sure that this is something you like. I will say that with my limited experience, I love it. Like when I first opened this, the first sniff was love. When I wore it, I loved wearing it, and I cannot wait to actually get to know this more and wear it more. So again, that is Spice Diarno from Electimus. This next fragrance is an oldie but a goodie. This one is from Dior, and this is Addict. So this fragrance, I actually just got it last year, either last year, like December, or early this year, but I got it at a time where I feel like I didn't have much time to wear it because this is a spicy, thick vanilla. And with that being said, I don't really feel like this fits any other season besides fall and winter. So I am excited to wear this because I don't have that much experience with it. So again, like I said, it's a vanilla that is thick and spicy, but the vanilla in here is not overly gourmand. It has a little bit of sweetness because it's vanilla, but it's not overly gourmand. This is more of a perfumey vanilla. And I actually feel like I also pick up some greenness in this fragrance. So in a way, this reminds me of Angelique Noir from Guerlain, but it's much more perfumey. It's much spicier in my opinion, less sweet, but it definitely gives me the same type of vibe. I love the smell of this, and I feel like this is the type of vanilla fragrance that I would enjoy wearing out, like on a date night or something like that, even during the day, but it's not the type of vanilla that I would want to wear to bed just to be cozy. It's more of a event type of vanilla, but it's gorgeous. And if you haven't tried it, I suggest you get your nose on it because even though it's an older fragrance, y'all, I still feel like it's special. So again, that is Dior Addict. This next fragrance is from Nobel 1942, and this is La Danza del Libellule. So this is an apple scent. Whenever I describe this fragrance, I describe it as a sparkling caramel apple cider. That's what it smells like to me. So it gives me like red, delicious apple. I feel like I can pick up on caramel, even though I'm pretty sure that's not a listed note. But to me, it gives me like a smooth, buttery caramel. And it has this kind of sparkling, transparent nature to it that makes it fun and whimsical without smelling juvenile. It is sweet, but it's not like extremely sweet. And I think that's because of the texture of this fragrance. It has that sparkling type of nature that keeps it from being like overpowering or cloying. And this is one that I feel like is perfect for those of you who live in areas like me where you want fall vibes, but it be hot, you know? So this is something I can wear when it's like 100 degrees outside. I don't typically, because for me, this smells like fall. So I like to wear it at this time of year, but it's never cloying. So say if I'm gonna go to an outdoor event or I'm going pumpkin picking or whatever else we're doing outside, this is one that I can wear and it gives me those fall feelings. Like it's such a vibe, but it's not too much. So I think that's important to have if you live in an area like I do, because we're not always inside. I'm outside a lot. I'm always outside doing stuff with my kids, going to places with my kids. And so I can't get away like with wearing a thick, heavy, like I can't get away with wearing this at a pumpkin patch. I can't do it. No, not in 90-degree weather. I would choke myself out. So something like this works really well for me because fall vibes all the way, but I could be wearing a tank top. So again, that is La Danza del Libellule from Nobel 1942. This next fragrance is from Penhaligon's, and this is Oh the Audacity. So I have done a video that talks about this fragrance in depth and compares it to a couple other fragrances. So I'll link that for you if you're interested. But basically, this is a spicy, suede vanilla scent. The vanilla in here is sweet, but again, it's not a gourmand vanilla. It's just more of a sweet, like spicy vanilla. And then you have this beautiful, what smells like a suede type note that gives it that extra smoothness. This also has a little bit of an herbal nature to it, especially when you first apply it. So to me, that actually keeps it a little bit fresher than a lot of similar vanilla. So this is definitely one that I think is going to work out perfectly for fall, especially like hot fall, like what I have. Again, it's one that never gets too thick, never gets too cloying, although it is present and it does project. But for me, it doesn't smell like too thick or ever like bother me in the heat. So I cannot wait to wear it. It's one of those fall vibes, hot weather appropriate type fragrances. Not that you have to say this for hot weather. I'm just saying that, you know, if you're like me, you know the struggle of wanting to feel fall and not really feeling that in the temperature. So cannot wait. Oh, the Audacity from Penhaligon's. So this next fragrance is from the brand Narcotica, and this is Dulce Diablo. So this fragrance is what I think of as my orange Tootsie Roll Pop fragrance, because that's what it smells like to me. So it's giving chocolate, but like fake Tootsie Roll type chocolate. It's so good though. I'm not doing a good job of selling this to y'all, but it smells so good to me. It also has apricot as a note in this fragrance that gives it that kind of thick sweetness that apricot provides. And to me, mixed all together, it gives me the vibes of an orange flavored Tootsie Roll Pop, like plain and simple. So we got Halloween coming up. I wore this with my kids trick-or-treating last year. So I feel like this is a fun, nostalgic type fragrance, but it still smells elevated. So I'm saying it smells like candy and all, but it doesn't smell like a fragrance for kids or anything. It definitely smells adult and it definitely smells high quality. But when you sniff it up close, Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Roll Pops. So again, that is Dulce Diablo from Narcotica. This next fragrance is from Killian, and this is their latest release, Old Fashioned. So this fragrance is named Old Fashioned like the drink, but I have to tell you, in my opinion, it doesn't smell like an old fashioned drink. So if you're used to drinking old fashions or smelling them, this doesn't smell like that to me. However, it does smell like a boozy drink. So when I smell this, I feel like I get whiskey, I get some woodiness like oak, and I get a slight smoky vibe. So if you've ever had a smoked old fashioned, it definitely gives me smoked old fashioned vibes because of that smokiness. It's very sophisticated. It has a little bit of sweetness to it. It has spice, but it's not going to be for everyone. I cannot imagine that ladies who only love feminine fragrances will enjoy this. I feel like this is perfectly unisex. I've actually worn this and enjoyed wearing it, got compliments on it from a man and a woman and my husband, but I don't think this is going to be for everybody. You have to enjoy a boozy scent because this is definitely a boozy scent. It doesn't smell like you've been drinking all day, but it definitely smells like a drink. Like if I closed my eyes and smell this, I would think this would be something I would consume. It smells good to me. I love the smell of these types of drinks. Even though my husband drinks these kind of drinks, I like old fashions. I don't drink them all the time, but sometimes I do when I want to sip something slowly. But every time my husband gets a drink, before he drinks it, he slides it over to me so I can smell it. Like, I love the smell of it. So if you're like me, then this fragrance may be for you. And again, I don't find that it leans too masculine or anything like that. It is stunning. And I'm so happy that I took a chance and ordered this blindly because I love it. I've worn it one time, like I said, and it wasn't overpowering, but I can imagine that this will be even better once the weather starts to cool down. So I cannot wait. So again, that's Old Fashioned from Killian. So those were the fragrances that I'm super excited to wear for this this upcoming fall. Let me know if you've tried any of the fragrances that we talked about. What do you think of them? Also, in the comments, you have an assignment. Leave me that one fragrance that to you is like quintessential fall. Leave it in the comments below. And I feel like that's going to be a fun conversation to have amongst the community. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I upload videos every Sunday and Wednesday, and I also throw in a lot of bonus content. So make sure that you have that notification bell on so that you don't miss a video from me. Also, check out my website. It's www.simplyayesha.com. Get on my email list over there so that we never lose contact. And if you want to connect with me more, make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I will have links for all of the products that I mentioned in the description box, along with any promo codes that I have. And I'll have links to all my social media down there as well. So make sure you check out the description box. Lots of valuable information down there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.